Hello everyone, welcome you all. In last lecture, we learned public expenditure. Okay, now today we are going to learn the next part, public revenue. Okay, what is public revenue? Introduction to public revenue. Governments need to perform various functions in the field of political, social, and economic activities to maximize social and economic welfare. Right? To perform these duties and functions, the government requires a large number of resources. The revenues from different sources received by the government, that is called public revenue. The revenues from different sources received by the government, it is called public revenues. Some regularly collect, or whereas some irregularly collected. Right? These resources called public revenues. Public revenue consists of taxes, revenue from administrative activities like fines, then fees, gifts, and grants, etc. So revenues are not repayable. Some of them are obtained from the sale of public utilities, whereas some are obligatory payments to the government. Right? That is public revenue. Then, what is the meaning and definition of public revenue? See, the income of the government through all sources calls public income or public revenue. Then, what are the sources of public revenue? There are two sources: taxes and non-tax revenue. Okay. Then taxes. In taxes, there are again two types of taxes: direct taxes and indirect tax. So first of all, what is taxes? There are two definitions in your book: Tossing and Seligman. According to Professor Tossing, the essence of a tax, as distinguished from other charges by government, is the absence of a direct quid pro quo between the taxpayer and the public authority. What is the quid pro and quo? Means something for something. It is a Latin phrase used in English to mean an exchange of goods for goods and services, in which one transfer is contingent upon the other. Other words, we can say that it indicates that an atom or a service has been traded in return for something of value. See, for example, when buying an atom or of clothing, an atom of clothing or a gallon of milk. So a predetermined amount of money is exchanged for the product. The customer is purchasing. Therefore, they have received something, but have given up something of equal value in return. जैसे बार्टर सिस्टम में था, गुड्स के बदले गुड्स फॉर गुड्स. तो क्विड प्रो को क्या है कि समथिंग फॉर समथिंग. ओके. Then second definition is according to Professor Seligman, a tax is compulsory contribution from a person to the government without reference to specific benefits conferred. Means क्या? A tax is a compulsory. Tax is a compulsory payment to be paid by the citizens who are liable to pay it. Hence, refusal to pay a tax is a punishable offense. मतलब अगर जिनको टैक्स कंपल्सरी देना ही है, उनको देना ही है, लेकिन अगर फिर भी वो नहीं दे रहे तो पनिशेबल. ठीक है. The main characteristics, features of a tax. टैक्स के कुछ characteristics है. क्या है? Tax is a compulsory contribution, right? A tax is a compulsory payment for the person to the government without expectations of any direct return. Tax compulsory पे करना है. Every person has to pay direct as well as indirect taxes. Every person. Okay. As it is a compulsory contribution, no one can refuse to pay a tax on the ground that he or she does not get any benefit from certain public services the government provides. The second feature is the assess will be required to pay tax if is due from him. The assess will be required to pay tax if is due from him. Means no one can be forced by any authority to pay tax if it is not due from him. Means suppose if there is a tax on liquor, the state can force an individual to pay the tax only when he drinks liquor. But if he does not drink liquor, he cannot be forced to pay the tax on liquor. Right. Similarly, if an individual's income is below the exceptions limit, he cannot be forced to pay tax on income. मतलब अगर उनका इनकम ही किसी पर्सन का इनकम टैक्स पेबल नहीं है तो कोई भी अथॉरिटी उसको फोर्स नहीं कर सकती. राइट. नेक्स्ट है टैक्सेस आर लेविड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. मीन्स no one has the right to impose taxes. Only the government has the right to impose taxes and to collect tax proceeds from the people. Next is common benefits to all. ये जो टैक्स हम भरते हैं डायरेक्ट टैक्स और इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स तो उसका बेनिफिट भी हम लेते हैं. कैसे? कॉमन बेनिफिट होता है. The tax so collected by the government is spent for the common benefit of all the people. In other words, we can say when the government collect a tax, its proceeds are spent to extend common benefits to all persons, all people. The government incurs expenditure on the defense of the country, on maintenance of law and order, provision of social services such as education, health, etc. Such benefits are given to all the people, whether they are taxpayer or non-tax payers. Right? Means जो हम टैक्स देते हैं तो वो टैक्स से गवर्नमेंट क्या करता है, हमें जो बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं. अगर सपोज कोई पर्सन टैक्स दे रहा है, कोई टैक्सेबल टैक्स पेयर नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी दोनों को अलग अलग बेनिफिट्स होगा क्या? नहीं. तो गवर्नमेंट सबको कॉमन बेनिफिट्स देते. कॉमन बेनिफिट्स जैसे कि रोड बनाए तो सिर्फ टैक्स पेयर जो है वही उस रोड से जाएंगे, ऐसे नहीं है. जो टैक्स पेयर है वो भी जा सकते हैं, नॉन टैक्स पेयर भी जा सकते हैं. तो कॉमन बेनिफिट्स टैक्सेस से गवर्नमेंट हमें प्रोवाइड करते हैं. राइट. नाउ देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ taxes, direct taxes and indirect taxes. Then what is direct taxes? What is direct tax? In simple words, a direct tax is a tax that you directly pay to the authority imposing the tax. जो हम directly पे करते हैं, जो directly हम tax पे करते हैं, that is direct tax. For instance, income tax is imposed by the government and you pay it directly to the government. Income tax क्या करते हैं, हम directly government को pay करते हैं. These taxes cannot be transferred to any other entity or any other person. There are several acts which govern direct taxes. For example, income tax है, security transaction tax है, capital gains tax. What is income tax? कैसे? The most common type of direct tax in India is income tax. It is imposed on the income you earn in a financial year based on the income tax slabs of the IT department. right? The tax is paid by the individuals as well as businesses directly to the IT departments. Then second is securities transaction tax. Security transaction tax. If you are involved in stock trading, each of your trade also has a small constituent known as the securities transaction tax. Irrespective of whether you made money on the trade or not, you will have to pay this tax. मतलब अगर पर जो भी ट्रेड है उसमें से आपको मनी आ रहा है या तो नहीं आ रहा है, आपको ये टैक्स बिजनेस के ऊपर ये टैक्स देना ही है. Correct? Then next thing, capital gains. Every time you make capital gains, you will be required to pay capital gains tax. Means this capital gain could come from the sale of property or from investment. That is called capital gains. क्या है capital gains? This gain could come from the sale of property and from investment. That is capital gains. Now, second is indirect tax. What is indirect tax? Direct tax क्या है? जो directly हम government को pay करते हैं. That is indirect tax. What is indirect tax? While direct taxes are imposed on income and profits, indirect taxes are levied on goods and services. ये किसके ऊपर डिपेंड है? डायरेक्ट टैक्स इनकम के ऊपर डिपेंड है. ये किसके ऊपर डिपेंड है? गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज. राइट. अ मेजर डिफरेंस between direct and indirect tax is the fact that while direct tax is directly paid to the government, there is generally an intermediary for collecting indirect taxes from the end consumers. It is then the responsibility of the intermediary to pass on the received tax to the government. Right. Unlike a direct tax, indirect taxes do not depend on the income of an individual. The tax rate is the same for everyone. मतलब डायरेक्ट टैक्स इनकम के ऊपर डिपेंड है. जो जैसे इनकम है, इनकम जैसे इंडिविजुअल का, हर एक का इनकम अलग अलग है तो उनका टैक्स भी अलग अलग आएगा, है ना. लेकिन इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स जो है वो एवरी पर्सन, द टैक्स रेट इज सेम फॉर एवरीवन, क्योंकि ये गुड्स और सर्विसेज के ऊपर इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स लगाया जाता है. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लेते हैं जैसे कि जीएसटी. जीएसटी क्या है? गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज टैक्स. जीएसटी. GST subsum as many as 17 different indirect taxes in India, like service tax, central excise, state VAT, and more. It is a single comprehensive indirect tax which is imposed on all the goods and services as per the tax slab set by the GST Council. That is indirect tax. दूसरा है custom duties. Custom duty. Customs duty. Okay. So when you purchase something that needs to be imposed from a foreign country, so now you are required to pay customs duty on it. Right? मतलब अगर आप फॉरेन से कुछ अपने कंट्री में मंगवा रहे हो या तो कुछ ले रहे हो गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज, तो उसके ऊपर कस्टम ड्यूटी लगेगी, irrespective of whether the product has come to India by air, land or sea. By air, land or sea. Okay. you will have to pay the custom duty on it. Correct. The goal of imposing tax, this indirect tax, is to make sure that every product entering India is taxed. कि जो भी प्रोडक्ट फॉरेन से फॉरेन कंट्री से हमारे यहाँ पे इंडिया में आया है तो वो उसके ऊपर टैक्स ऑलरेडी लगा हुआ है ना. नेक्स्ट है वैट. वैट, value added tax. VAT is the type of consumption tax imposed on products whenever its value increases throughout the supply chain. Right? It is imposed by the state government, which also decides the VAT percentage on different goods. That is value added tax. गुड्स, जो भी गुड्स है, सर्विसेज है, तो उसके ऊपर वो टैक्स ऑलरेडी इंक्लूडेड है. ओके, सो व्हाट वी लर्न टुडे, पब्लिक रेवेन्यू, then meaning and definitions. There are two definitions in your book, Tossing's definition and Seligman definition. Then sources of public revenue. There are two sources, taxes and non-tax revenue. Okay. Again, there are two types of taxes: direct tax and indirect tax. These are the examples of direct taxes, and these are the examples of indirect taxes. That is, say, GST, customs duty, and VAT. Okay. Now, in next period, we will learn non-tax revenue. What is non-tax revenue and their types? Okay.